Soda. How are you guys? I'm going to give everything a minute here to kick in and make sure everything's working good. It's a little frozen here too, but not as bad. It got to 12 degrees today. So, all right. I see my channel switched over so I can see my hands. I guess I should do it this way first so you can see me. I hope everyone's having a good day. Eddie Cochran is on your TV singing Ain't No Cure for the Summertime Blues. Yeah, except it's not summer right now. It's winter, Francie. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Michelle. How are you guys? I'm going to start with a little bit of housekeeping today. Hello, Ellen. Hi, Cherie. Hi, Lori from Ohio. And I'm going to switch over to the other camera quick here and just do a couple things that I needed to do. And I thought I would show you guys quick what I want to re-ink my ink pad. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Shalana, right? I think I said that right. Shalana. I have a mouthpiece, so it kind of I sometimes lisp, so I apologize. So this is my Raven Detail ink. Hi, Lori from Wisconsin, and my Raven inker, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to re-ink it. Yeah, Shalana. Okay, thank you. I will try to get it right. I'm really good with people's faces. I'm kind of horrible at names sometimes. So all I do when I re-ink is I kind of go back and forth and I let it see how it's kind of seeking in right away. So I know, hi Luann, I know it needed to re-ink. Plus I was using this last night. Now I use my ink pads a lot and they're open a lot. And right now it's super dry in my house. So that might affect it. I don't have to re-ink them that often. Matter of fact, this might have been the only time I've ever done it. Hello. I can't remember LLT. I can't remember what why do I want to say is it Mary maybe? And then hello John. So that is what I'm going to do. And then I'm just going to set this aside for now and let it dry. My second housekeeping thing was I promised last time I would show you how I do the embossing powder of the month. It comes like this. And I am going to go ahead and put it in a jar. Now these jars you can buy from Brutus Monroe, plain. Now I have saved some from when I put some of my most used powders, like my fairy dust in here. So I save these. And then, of course, as I use up some of my older glazes that came in these, I save these too. So you can kind of see there's a little stuff. So that's what I'm going to show you what to do. Linda, I should remember that because that's my mom's name. All right, I will remember that next time, Linda. Thanks. Hi, Danielle. So what I do when I do this is I just cut it open. It does have a tear, but I cut it. I guess I can tear it. And this is one way that it's easier to ship. Hi, Anne Marie. Hi, Susan. Cold Central Texas. I'm sure. I've heard it was cold down there. And I just go ahead and open it up. Hi, Lori Gordon. How are you guys all doing tonight? And I'm going to go ahead and just pour it right in. And I'll show you the color of it. Look at how beautiful that is. And I pour it right in. Now, because of static electricity, some of it gets stuck in there. I'll worry about that later and I'll get the rest of that out. So what else I do, I'll show you what it looks like here, is I go ahead and I peel off the label. So you can see I have a bunch still in there. I will get that out later. And I go ahead and I kind of cut it around in a little circle just so it fits on my label. So this is what I do. And then I will tape it on later and then I will put some tape on it. So that is how I do these so that you can, I don't like using the envelopes, but they are easier for shipping. I believe that it helps reduce the shipping cost on them. So that is one reason we could keep the cost at the same kind of price. So then I just kind of put that down. Okay. So that was that part. Let me wipe off the extra here. Very sparkly. Let's see what it looks like. So these are the embossing powder sheets. You can download these in the digital section. There's a bunch of different ones. And this one's for embossing powder. And I already have this done with the swatch dots, but this is what the swatch dots come for. You can buy them in, I think, packs of 4 or 12. And they peel and they're sticky on this side. And I'm going to go ahead and put these back. And you can use these for foil too as well, but I've just been using them for embossing powder. Now, hi Tia. One thing I will tell you is that when I have this white here, I try not to pour something. This is a red, so I'm going to try to pour it down below. So that way, if I'm doing multiple, I do my light colored ones first. I have all of my embossing powders of the months on the same one. It's a little easier for me. Let me grab a piece of paper. Is that Noel on black cardstock? It is Noel on what it would look like on black. Yes, that's what these are designed for. There's a white and a black, and it's supposed to be so you can see what they look like on the different colors. Obviously, polar doesn't make much of a difference, but this is what Noel would look like on a lighter cardstock, and this is what it would look like on the darker cardstock. Okay, so here we're going to do our love potion. I thought that I would do this so you guys could see what it looked like. So all I do is just pour it on. I'm actually going to try to pour some of it back in the jar. I didn't use my anti-static powder tool. I usually don't worry about that too much on these. I do kind of grab a brush so that if I get it over on another side, kind of around a little bit. And then I do want to get rid of this first because I like to tap my jar down, make sure it's all in there. All right. I got a bunch of powder still left on here. We'll wipe that off. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I remembered I started doing them one night when I was watching Christopher, and I thought, well, I should probably show you how to do it. I know there's another one out there, but okay, so here we go. This is Love Potion. Just gonna heat set it. Sorry for the noise. And there you go. We might use this a little bit later tonight yet, so I'll leave that plugged in. But there you go. So here's the difference. Here's the Love Potion. Oops, sorry guys. And there's the Noel. I'll turn it sideways so you can kind of see them. So the Love Potion's a little darker red. The Noel has a little bit more shimmery, glittery in it. Does that make sense? So that's kind of nice. Now for me, now you can do them however you want. I personally put, these are like the evergreen products. I have my alabaster sparkle together, my raven sparkle together, my icicle, my fairy dusk, because those are both clear and this one's a sparkle. Here's my gildan versus my gildan sparkle. So I have all of those together, and then I did some more of the others. I tried to put all of the ones I know that are always available together. These are some that were past from last year or the year before, you know, things like that. Here's the new bubbly and the new martini. And then I'm starting putting all the embossing powders of the month together. And then that way I can keep them separate. So that is that. There's also some of these for the aqua pigments, for the chroma glazes, candy coat. So check those out in the digital section up on the Brutus Monroe store. And I believe they are free to download. And I just have them on an inexpensive 80-pound cardstock from that I can print on. I don't even know if it's 80-pound. It might be that. So anyway, let's move on. So we did those two things. Next, we are going to use, I got my hands on the release. So I have some of the dual dynamic duos already colored. So if you haven't seen it yet, here is the dynamic duo stamp set. I have a couple of them already out. They're still stuck in my Misty. And I already have them stamped and colored. But what we're going to do is I am going to use the die of the month as well. Thank you, Michelle. So we're going to make a little envelope. And we're going to make some little lunchbox cards that we can, and I made the envelope so that we can put them together. Yeah, it is, Sarah. And I started making mine so I'd have a sample and then I can show you what to do. So let us start. My cards are 3.5 by 2 3/4. I just did some white cardstock here. This is a heavier cardstock, like Not Your Mama's. These are just some scraps, but these will fit perfectly inside. And what I did is I measured the front pocket of your stamp set is on your way to you. Is such a cute set of stamps. I measured the die, or the die from the die of the month. And that's what I used, which I did promise I would. It comes in this envelope, and then I have it on some magnets. So I measured this piece. We're going to do some die cutting in a few minutes here. And that's what I used all my measurements on. Okay, the bacon and egg. I didn't use that one this time because I got them late last night, and those of you who know, I mean, things have been crazy with my puppy. So I worked till about 11 o'clock and then I was about done. So, all right. So I promised I would cut them all out so that you can see them. So these are the pieces. This is the inside for that. And then I'm not going to take every little heart out, but there's the little hearts here. You've got the words that say like sweet and true love. We've got the hearts that will have, these have indentations in them. They're going to be very hard to see on camera. Yes, yes, you do have to go through like an ordering process for the free sheets, but they'll come up free. You're right. And then you should be able to download them right from that page, or you will get an email with them too. Okay. And then I think they're in PDF form. So we got true, love, sweet, heart, your, and your true love, sweet, and heart. And then there's a couple of normal hearts that have these littler hearts right here. And then these little bit bigger ones that have the indentations on. So that is all the little pieces. I did that very quickly last night, but I'm going to try to do that when I'm showing the die of the month so it's a little easier to see. So, all right. So first thing we're going to do is I have some Rouge cardstock. Some Rouge cardstock, and I already cut out the front piece because I didn't want to do any die cutting tonight. I'm just going to put that aside. I popped out the that piece, and then I used a piece of the pattern paper. This came in the inspiration box. I think my camera is still acting up a little bit tonight, which is funny because it didn't last night. This was a piece of pattern paper that came in the inspiration box. Any pattern paper would work. This one came from the pattern paper pad. It's called the Mine pattern paper. I will show that in a minute. And all I'm going to do is flip it upside down because we're not going to see this. I inserted it and I just cut the die for that little piece. I didn't put the whole thing in. You could have two pieces. And I'm just going to use some regular old Scotch tape. And I'm going to tape this in place. So instead of a window, we're just going to make a little shut thing. And I do want to try to use Scotch tape. I mean, you could use washi tape, pixie tape, things like that. But Scotch tape is going to make it more definitely smooth so that things don't get cut. You left your die cuts together except the words that were on the bottom. You know what? It all depends on each die. Sometimes I leave pieces together and sometimes I don't. I don't know. I just started cutting everything apart last night and that's what I did. So this is the front of our little box. Okay. So now for our other box, I have another piece of cardstock, and I thought this is what I wanted to show. And it is, and I will write these down I'm not exactly sure if I know how to type it in, but this is 4 inches by 3 3/4. So it's 4 inches. Hi, Penny. It's 4 inches from top to bottom because I want that little bit of lip at the bottom. And then oh wait, I better just measure it, make sure I did it right. Gotta measure from the 0. Yeah, it's 4 inches from top to bottom. And then it's 3.75 from across because I wanted to make sure I had just a little bit of extra room. Okay. this pattern paper. It does give me joy too. I can't wait to play with it some more. I'm like, is it Saturday yet? And I'm going to take my little scoreboard and I'm going to go ahead and put it in, and I'm going to score it at 3/8 of an inch. And my little scoreboard has that on there. Thank you, Francie. So I'm going to score it at 3/8 of an inch on the three sides, on the both sides, and then the bottom. Hello, Christy. And I already used a circle die to die cut this out. This is actually the circle die that came in the easel set that I used last week, but I still can't find my foundation dies. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut the lines out where these corners meet. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're not really going to see them. Now, if you didn't want to use this, you didn't have this, you could get the occasional tag set. That one has a pocket, and that would probably work too. You would just have to check the measurements for your little cards that you'd put inside. Now that we've got that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fold them in. Use my bone folder here and reinforce those folds. Haven't decided if I want to use any glaze or if we're going to use some embossing powder on this yet. I'm thinking the embossing powder. So, Francie, I went away in November with some friends, and I know I had them then, and I don't know where I put them. I either left them behind, accidentally stuck them in one of my friends, which they've been looking, but I told them not to look too hard, or I just put them somewhere and I can't find them. And it's the last time I couldn't find something, it was in my friends, and when we got to, I found it. I lost it in June, and when I got together in November, we found it. I'm like, there it is. So, and then I just snipped the corners. Okay. Hi, Kate. It's cold in Florida, huh? Now, if you really wanted to, you could probably snip these corners, but I am not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead. We're going to put this together quick. I'm just going to use some double-sided tape. I lose dies in the middle of using them, Francie. And so, you know what? I went to Amazon and I've got this fancy little magnetic bowl that has this huge magnet on the bottom. I don't want to tip it. And so when I'm using them, I stick them in here. So here's some of the dies that I was using last night. I can't figure out what stamp set that die goes to. And these, I was using the box from Create Your Own Ending the other day, and those are still sitting out too. So that is a godsend to my craft room. Yes, Francie, it's just, I just did magnetic bowl on Amazon. I think another crafter had it and used it. So nothing fancy. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to use some double-sided tape of any kind. And I'm just going to put them on the edges. I prefer a little bit of double-sided tape. You're in middle making your Valentine, and then your red ink pen is gone. Oh my goodness. Well, can you switch to pink? Pink and blue. Make pink and blue, crazy cat lady. Blue for the boys, or those that might want blue, or do purple or green. It doesn't really matter. I grabbed all my pink, red, and purple pads. They're sitting off to the side here tonight. All right, I'm going to burnish this down a little bit. So, nope, it got to 12 degrees today here in Iowa, and that made me super happy. Now, this pocket is really, so like if you were going to give this as a gift, you could put some pattern paper on the back to design that, if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that. You could also put some glue. Oh, there you go. If you have a Tractor Supply store in town, there are $2 there. Holy cow, I don't think I paid $2 for mine. Thank you, Penny. I don't remember what I paid for it. I've had it for a little while now. I don't think I paid a lot for it. Now, this is the tricky part because I took all that paper off. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick it on the edge here as best I can. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold it over and do my best to line it up. Now, I could have put some liquid glue in that, but we're live, so I'm going to go try it a little quick. Now, I see my measurements are tiny bit off, so I can do two things. I can cut that off, or I can just leave it. And I'm just going to leave it because that's the back. Horror Freight has the magnetic bowls too. Okay. You've been putting a craft box together for your nieces? Gotta get it. Yes, yes, I understand that. Well, keep going, Ellen. I won't keep you. So here's our little pouch. Okay. So we've got some decorations on that, but we're going to put those aside for now. We'll finish those in a little bit. And now we're going to go move on to our cards. I've got 4 cut out here. That's what I thought we'd try to get done tonight for different ones. Like I said, these are 3.5 by 2 3/4, and they will fit in real perfect inside. So you could just make one if you wanted to and put it inside and have like, or you know, and put a little gift card on there. But I'm going to make like little lunchbox, um, little lunchbox notes. So I have one piece of pattern paper left that I cut, and this is 3.25 by 2.5, and it fits kind of perfect on here. So we're just going to go ahead and put that one down. You can make these as complicated or as simple as you want, and I thought we'd make a couple different ones. It's funny, I actually see a Fletch hair on there. Fletch is my puppy, for those of you who don't know. You would leave it too, but box is stuffed and address, but not sealed yet. That's awesome. Well, you can put more in it unless it's already done. Yeah, I always kind of wait to seal it till I know I'm 100% done, just in case I find that last minute thing. I'm just going to kind of center these on. Now, and of course I did that at an awkward angle. It's not quite right, but you know what? If it's not quite right, it's handmade, right? All right. So I tore that up a little bit. We're going to fix that. See, we're perfect too. I'm just going to get a little glue at the bottom down here. I'm on the very last of my Barely Arts glue. And so my new ones came. I'm super excited. Those of you who are wondering, this is what the refill looks like. Now, I went through my first refill. I've had it now almost 2 years. And I mean, it takes a while to get through it because I had the bottle plus the refill. So this is what the refill looks like. Exactly. Exactly. So I am excited to get to a new bottle here. I'm going to use this up. And then I thought what I would do is we're going to decorate it. Now I have all these fun little, I got a bunch of the images colored here. And I think, I don't know for sure what we're going to do them all on, but I have the peas and carrots. Here's the macaroni. Here's the jam, the toast, which you could do buttered toast. You could do peanut butter and jelly. You could do a couple different jellies. I've got the milk and cookies. And then I have a couple of sentiments from a couple different sets here. But we're just gonna, go ahead and put some of those in. So I'm gonna decorate them kind of at the end, if that's okay, because I kind of want to wait and see what they all look like before we put any of them on. I'm thinking this one's gonna go up and down. The rest of them, they're kind of, this one's okay, but these are longer. So they think, Emily, thank you. I love to color, but it's just alcohol markers and the perfect blend paper. That is the key, in my opinion. It colors fabulously. It's the only thing I use to color. Only thing. Oh, there you go. Free gift with anything is the swatch dots with any shippable order. That's what this is. So if you want to try one, you put an order in today, you will get a swatch dots today or tomorrow, and then you can try them out. First time I got them, I didn't think I would use them for some reason, just because I never swatched anything out. And then I love them now. All right, so we've got a couple of these. I think we're going to make some complicated, some not complicated. Let's grab one of our stencils. Going to go ahead and grab the geometric print one. And let's see. I'm going to use, just so you know, I have a stick and stamp mat here. I have a couple of stick and stamp mats. I've gotten a couple for different events. I have a couple that, I bought, and then, I received one of the first sample. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down. This is one of my first ones, so it's not quite as sticky because I washed it, but it's sticky enough for what I need it for. So I am a big fan of pixie spray. Thank you. Thank you, Francie. When I saw this, I thought lunchbox notes, and they don't have to be Valentine's. I think well, that's all right. I stuck the wrong side down, but I just have a little bit of pixie spray on here. And that's just because I like to use it when I'm using, and there's like little spots. I have several stick and stamp mats. I have one for stenciling. I have one in my Misty. I have one for glazes. And you ordered last night after discovering. There you go. You know what? I think it was a special for a specific event, I think. This is the classic. It has the Brutus Monroe color on it, so, or a design on it. So I grabbed a bunch of Simon Hurley ink. Here, I think we're going to use some Triple Berry and Prom Queen. Let's do Triple Berry and Love Struck. Okay, I got a kind of a mess here a little bit. And I'm going to grab my little blending brushes here. Love Struck, where are you? That's Game Over. Love Struck, and did I not grab my Triple Berry? I thought I did. There it is, Triple Berry. So I will tell you, I've been purchasing and I use them a lot. I have them for each color for Simon Hurley, and I just put a little note around them. So, and then I stick them up with them. They fit perfectly in my little Organize More thing. But that's the one way I do it, so I know what they are. I'm gonna go ahead and we're just gonna do light blending. I have this upside down on mine, I see, because the hearts go one direction. That's okay. I'm just gonna do some random coloring here. That is nice. I couldn't 5 days without hot water. Okay, so I have kind of a funny story about that. When Tom and I first started seeing each other, I was working at our local gas station in the Midwest. It's kind of popular in the Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa. It's called Quick Trip or Quick. Hey, you know what? You should see my crafter mask some nights, and I just go away after a live some nights, and some nights I'm like, honey, I gotta clean up. Sorry, I'm still gonna be in here. He's like, okay. Sometimes I walk away for 10 minutes and then I come back and clean up. Anyway, and he was working on the road at the time, and I came home 10 o'clock at night smelling like food. And I was just miserable because I wanted to jump in the shower. Well, the apartment I was living in at the time kept tripping a breaker, and I couldn't figure it out. And I had the scariest basement. If you guys saw Christopher's video earlier of the knocking on the wall, that would make me feel better than my basement. The basement looked like it was straight out of like the Criminal Minds, and it was, I live in the Mississippi River Valley, lots of old houses, rock basement. It had a door on the one side that looks like if you opened it upside, there's probably a serial killer inside. It's like 10 o'clock at night. My hot water heater doesn't work. I am just beside myself. So that was Triple Berry and a Love Struck. I needed hot water. And Tom was like, just go over to my mom's and use her hot water, and she'll give you the key to my house. And I was like, no, I braved my soul, went down, re-tripped the breaker, and I waited my 20 minutes for the hot water to kick back in. So 5 days, I couldn't survive. Couldn't survive. All right, are you ready for the reveal? Now, this is where you could add lots of bling if you wanted to. You could add some sparkle. I'm just going to leave it the way it is, and we're going to peel it off. And look at that fun. Throw my stencil. You should see the desk behind me. So that is, it's got that fun geometric and those little hearts. So I think we are going to add a little bit of splatter to it. And we're going to use a little bit of the shimmer. I'm going to use some of the shimmer splash. This is the Pink Passion. I'm just going to grab some. And we're just going to sprinkle it on a little bit. Just adds a little extra dimension. Oh, my heater just kicked off. That's all right. And then I think I am actually going to grab some of the water, or the white. It freaked you out. Yeah, Penny, that would be me too. I would not have opened that door. I would have been outside in my car waiting for somebody else to show up. I think it was Daryl hiding in the closet, scaring him. Just kidding. So this is the white. And I think maybe we'll add a little bit of Santa suit. Oh, Francie, he showed a video. He was there early this morning, and there was a knocking on the door, and he went into this little like boiler type, not really boiler type room, but little room right off the kind of where the events happen, and there was nobody in there. But he was there early this morning. The lights were pretty much all off, and yeah. All right, so that was the Santa suit, the white the Shimmer Splash, the Pink Passion, and then the Aqua Splash in white. I'll let that set off to the side and dry. Ooh, I'm knocking things over. So let's move some things out of the way here. We're making a mess. All right, we got 2 more to do. I had a dorm that had one. Things, just weird things would happen. I don't know if I really believe or not. I don't know if I have my matte mist handy. So I'm just going to use a little bit of water and lightly wipe this off. And things would just disappear. And there was a girl who had passed away in the influenza epidemic, and her name, and we would call out her name and tell her to just, I'm looking for this. And things would just magically show up. So it was crazy. When he couldn't get the door open. Yeah, I know. It was crazy. All right. Let's see. What else should we do? Let's grab we're going to go a little crazy on this one. I don't think I'm going to use this. We're going to go, we're going to do some heat embossing on this one. Let's use the Sending Love stencil. Francie, I'm not kidding you. I mean, things would happen, and you couldn't find your keys, or a poster would fall off the wall, and we'd say, Helen, leave it. Her name was Helen. We're like, Helen, leave it alone. Or, Helen, I can't find this. And things would just stop. It was, I don't know. I actually, my freshman year, lived on the floor she passed away on. So maybe that was why. We're going to go ahead and, Kate, that's funny. I'm going to pixie spray this. See how thin the front and this is? Yeah, me too, Danielle. Me too. I'm glad, as long as they're friendly. So I did pixie spray this. As soon as you turned on the light, you heard someone or something saying or that hurts my eyes. It was not Christopher's voice. No one was there. I didn't hear that part. Oh, that I missed that part. So I'm going to very carefully, I think I'm going to pack this actually at an angle for some interest. And we're going to tape it down. Your nursing school was in a 200-year-old building. It was my dorm room. Hi, Lisa. My dorm, the reason is there was a clock that her family gave, and it would stop at her, I think it was her death. They finally, freaked out enough people that they had to move it out of our building. Okay, so I did also use a little bit of washi tape to hold it in place. We're going to use the embossing ink. No problem. I am going to go ahead and use, this is just the Ranger Dauber. This is my favorite to use for, no problem, Lisa. That's totally fine. Have a good evening and stay warm. This is the Ranger Dauber. I like to use this when I'm using embossing ink, and I just like to dab. I don't rub. There's another fudge here. Just to get it all over. Now, this is funny because I was talking the other day about an embossing ink pad, and I needed a new one, and I had to wait for them to come back in stock last month. I found a brand new one sitting in my corner over here, so I missed that part of it. I'm going to have to listen to that again. Maybe not. Maybe tomorrow, not before bed. Now, I'm not going to worry too much if I get a very perfect mix on this, because that just adds to some of the fun. There you go. Thank you, Penny. All right, we're going to rub that off. I'm going to take the washi tape off carefully, trying not to tear it. And then I need to grab my paper again, and we're going to heat emboss the Love Potion. Oh my goodness, that's crazy, Cat Lady. That's crazy. I should tell these stories around Halloween. So I'm just going to go ahead and cover this. Oh, wow, this is beautiful. I love this stencil. It's beautiful. Now, this is a delicate stencil, so I would say you want to be careful to not move it. And so I missed a small spot, but I'm okay with that. I can fix that. All right, now I've learned the hard way. Ask me how I know. Make sure you put your powder away before you turn on your heat tool. It has not, Anne Marie. It will be announced soon, so just keep an eye out. Keep an eye on Instagram, and there will be a blog post. We're just kind of finalizing the last few things with a few people, and it will be very soon. Oh, I know. Yeah, it's that. I was thinking the same thing, Petty. All right, and it's just a utility room. So, hi, Sarah. How are you? All right, are we ready? We're gonna watch this melt. This is the love potion. And let this heat up a little bit. So the first, I think they're going to each be introduced individually. So you'll keep an eye out and you'll see some of the names as they come in. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you. Um, Look at the difference. You can see the difference between the non, yep, embossing powder and it. The hot, if you get your hot heat tool nice and hot, it melts like no tomorrow, quick and fast. Ouch, ouch, ouch. That is definitely hot. I should be careful. I keep putting my embossing gun on top of my watercolor pencils there. All right, I'm going to quickly try to fix this a little bit. I think this side needs to go down. We're going to try to fix that corner. Just going to line it up. Worry about lining up this part right here. Just going to use whatever's here and just touch it. I might hit that with my finger. It is a beautiful color. And I mean, look at how this is. I mean, even when it's beautiful. I love this color. I love the little bit of sparkle with the red. It's different from that Noel. Oh, look at that. I'm going to peek if you guys don't mind checking my little puppy here. Okay, he's okay. So for those of you who are kind of new or just joining me, my puppy broke his foot the day after Christmas. He was running through the timber and he got stuck in something. That's the best that we can figure out. And he broke his foot in 4 places. Well, over the weekend, he started chewing on his cast horribly. We couldn't do nothing, even with the cone of shame. He figured out how to get his knee up in there. So we took him in on Monday. And yeah, clothespin works too. I just use my fingers. And they took his cast off. And they put a soft cast on. I had a clothespin in here somewhere, but I don't know what happened to it. So I just use my fingers. Not too bad. All right, so there we go. We've got this one. We've got that one. Let's start putting some of our images on here. I'm thinking we're going to put these guys on here. Maybe we'll put the milk and cookies on that one. And we need one more. All right, let's get some more pattern. Let's get some pattern paper. Here's the Be Mine pattern paper. Yeah, he's doing okay, but tonight was the first night he really kind of went after his cast again. So it's healing, but it's still kind of jiggly. Kind of fly through here. Let's see. I want a darker one. I'm going to do this one. I know. I really, really hope. A squeezer. Yes, yes. I just use my fingers. This is a beautiful pack. I think I need like 6 of them, even though it's just so I can hoard one because I like to hoard one. All right. I'm going to go ahead and cut this down. Like I said, the layers are 2.5. So I'm going to cut that down first. Oh, first we got to make sure which way is it going to go on here. Yep, we're going to do this one this way. 2.5. And then 3 1/4 is the layer. So we're not getting too intricate with our cards. You could use different colors. I'm just using some white for the base. So there we go. We've got these. Here's all of our little pieces. Let's do some cleaning up so you can see what we're doing. Just so you don't have to mess with this. Now, I wanted to say I did use this. This is one of my favorite dies in the die of the month. It cuts all these hearts out. I wanted to die cut a little bit with you. I don't think I'm going to use any vellum, but I wanted to show you. Thank you, Francie. And the card base, the card piece was 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. You didn't talk because she's, oh, Ellen. He's like, yeah. So I wanted to show you how the glitter stock cut, because if you've not used our glitter stock, it cuts like butter. This is the ruby slipper. This is just a little mini die cut machine. Any die cut machine will have work. I won this one in at an event one time, so it's just the one I use. So I try to, my big one doesn't fit on my desk. So I want to just show you that. Look at this. Look at how, I'm just going to pop them out. It just cut. I mean, look at how it just pops out. I mean, so definitely try the glitter stock if you haven't, because it just cuts perfectly. I got ruby slipper. I've got, is it snowflake? And then this is a pink that came in the inspiration box from, is it in this month's too? Yes. Yes. I had a piece. Sure. I had a piece left, so I just grabbed it from another one. So we've got those little hearts there. I also wanted to show you, I just grabbed some scratch pieces of paper that if you didn't have glitter stock and you wanted to have make glitter stock, I couldn't live without mine either. Just grab some scraps of the color and go ahead, and I'm just going to direct a paper with my embossing ink. I'm not going to worry about doing the whole thing. We're going to do some red, even though I have red glitter stock. Sometimes, if things run out or you forget, this is a staple in my craft room. Embossing ink, all the Brutus Monroe inks, and fairy dust. Fairy dust embossing powder. And I will show you why. I have 2 mini die cut machines. This one doesn't ever leave my desk just because it reminds me of my friend who owns the company. She gave it away as a at an event I did, or I participated in like a year or so ago, and I ended up winning it. And I haven't seen her now since 2019. It was the first time I met my friend. Her name is Leslie. I met her at the same time I met Christopher. All right. Gilded Sparkle would work. Icicle would work, all sorts of fun ones. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to melt this. But the fairy dust is my favorite. And you will see why. The heat gun is nice and hot from all that heat setting. There we go. And these are just scraps of paper that I pull out of my bin. It's those of you who have been following along with me. I've been trying to use up scraps. And then look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Here, I'll show you. See? So it is different than glitter stock, but you still get that sparkle. And then if you see there's a couple different colors in that, it's because I used different. I mean, I didn't, it's heavier handed with the ink pad. So you can see it's lighter here than darker here. But I mean, it's very sparkly. It is hard to capture on camera, but I wanted to tell you that is something that if you are always looking for something to add on, add some fairy dust. I think the other day there was I won a fairy dust one in one of the live packings, or they let me choose one, and that's what I was going to get because it's my favorite. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to start putting these together before we're running out of time. I'm just going to quick put some glue on these. So you could layer these little note cards. If you were going to just make them and, give them away, you could make them. You could make them with foam tape and, lots of layers if you wanted to. Or you could just make them so simple. Yes, it is just very sparkle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Add to cart, LOL. Yes, exactly. Checking on the temps. Today's low was 12. Tomorrow's high is supposed to be 61. That's crazy, Ellen. Today's high for me was 12. Now I'm doing this kind of quickly, so I did not get that perfect. All right, we've got our little die cuts here. You could do lots of little layering here and there, but I'm going to leave these the way they are, and we're going to pull out our sentiments. It is done. I have 3 made up. So the only one, actually, none of them came from the stamp set. I am going to tell you that truthfully. I had to pull an old stamp set. If you got this inspiration box, I had to go and get the breakfast buddies. Or the toaster sentiments. I will show you. It was toaster sentiments, and it has a bunch of, this would go great with this set. If it says, "You're the loaf of my life," "I totally love you," which is the one we're going to use. "You're totally my jam," "You're my butter half," "A toast for you," "Rise and shine." So this is something you could totally, yes, ATCs get, and it does have matching dies. So I wanted to go a little bit more punny, and because these are lunchbox cards, I wanted to have the idea of having, I'm trying to think of the word, encouragement. So I've got, "You've got this," "Be the good," and "You are a work of art." Now I'm thinking I'm going to do the "You are a work of art" with this one. I've got "You've got this." It's going to go over here with this one, and I got "Be the good." And I will show you this, they came with, and actually that one's just going to get popped up a little bit. But that way, these are loaf of my, yeah. That way you can do, this is a way you could make some that aren't necessarily just for Valentine's Day, because obviously, I mean, if you have 4 kids and you make 4 cards, you can give one to each. But if you wanted to give them a few, so the "You Are the Work of Art" came from Sunny Sentiments. This is from Create Your Own Ending. And there's a lot, and so is "Be the Good." But there's a bunch of fun, "Life is what you create," "Be unapologetically you," "Shine bright in all your colors." So this is great. "The world is a brighter place because of you." And it does have matching dies. The "You've Got This" came from All Set for School. This was from September. And as far as I know, this is still available. There's also "School is Tough, but So Are You." So if you've gotten the inspiration boxes before, you can get those. And then that's where those came from. So go through your sentiment sets and see if they work. There's other, puns out there that might work for something perfect for this if you want. But I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to start gluing these down. Hot and hotter, Danielle. That sounds right. My daughter lives in Florida. She lives in Jacksonville. And that's what she kind of talks about. She does get some cold weather, though, because she's up so far. So I am not going to put a lot of dimension down on these because I want to be able to stick them in my little envelope. Because I may end up sending these to my daughter. You missed my earlier post, maybe. I said that breakfast collection, Nutella, and the embossing powder of the month would be great with the toast. Yes, it would. I did miss that, Michelle. Yeah, that was a cinnamon sugar, I believe, was that one. I think that embossing powder, I don't have that one. I'm going to just keep adding things. I will tell you, when you're using something like a glitter stock or a glitter glaze or embossing powder, it's good to use a thicker, or I like to definitely use liquid glue. I find it stays a little bit better. Thank you, Linda. This milk and cookies actually reminds me of my dad. I might have to make, my dad's birthday is coming up. I think I'm going to have to make him a birthday card with this one. I'm going to move this over a little bit. I'm going to even, because these are little lunchbox cards, I'm going to be okay with it coming off the edge. Let's see, I need to grab a stamp block. Put that on there. And then we've got the Toastily Love You. Yes, there was the I don't know if there's another thing you could do with the if you wanted to, you said the Nutella that with the Brutella that was out. I just got these and I haven't used them yet. I just got these from the store, the distressed embossing pen, and you could kind of go over that and sprinkle over the color and sprinkle some clear, and that would kind of make it more of a shiny looking. You're missing the I It's interesting that when you only have hot weather, you're missing the four seasons. You know what? I am so glad. And actually, I would say I don't even have four seasons. Sometimes I would say I have five seasons because sometimes there's spring, summer, winter, fall, and then there's the day that like it's like three or four in one. So I am always been more of a summer person until the last few years. I have recently really fallen in love with winter, especially if I don't have to drive anywhere. Yep, and that works too. The embossing pen and a dauber. The dauber goes everywhere. You can't control it. I just got those pens last night, so yesterday. So I have not played with them yet. I love the peas and carrots. I think that's so fun. We're gonna need another. I think we'll have to say we need to get a stamp set that has more puns that peas that can be added on. It'd be fun. Peas and thank you, things like that. All right. You got this. You like the pen? I will be using it soon. Not going to use it tonight. Maybe I'll try it out this weekend. Like Forrest and Jenny. Yes, yes. Peas and carrots. My two kids are kind of like peas and carrots. I'm just going to stick this one on here like that. I'm not sure if this would work. Could you cut the milk glass out and make it like a beer cup and fill it with honey and something with foam? Yes, I believe you could, because I'm going to pull it up really close. If you look really close, do you see where the hands are? I mean, you could cut that one arm off if you wanted to, but you could separate those hands very easily. So I think, and then, you could use it maybe, it just depends on where you'd put it on the card if you'd want that lying around it but yes, you could totally use that as a beer. That's a good idea. All right, we've got those. Now we need to add some bling. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab some of these little hearts. Okay, guys, ready? It's coming, come on. I would love, yes. All right, Emily, if you're still watching, more duos, more duos. I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to grab these. This is just a pen that a friend of mine, my friend Mindy, gave me. It is used for diamond dots. And I know it looks like it's coming right at you. So I'm just going to grab some of these colors and we're just going to stick them on. Yes, you could color that as a pizza. That would be perfect. And we're just going to throw some of the little hearts around. I mean, you could use gems, you could use buttons, you could do all sorts of things. And the nice thing about making something like this is that they wouldn't have to be red, pink. You could make them different colors. There's a 3D pencil coming at you. Yes, there is. The red heart is going to be hard. I'm going to actually put that little red heart right there on their hands. Or that's a pink heart, I guess. We're just going to stick them down. It's not working as well. I'm going to grab my pick tool. I know Christopher uses Gina's. I have Taylor's. They're both fabulous. I'm just going to grab a few extra hearts here and there. Throwing them around, guys. All right. I think we need a big heart up here too. So let's find a pink one. Vellum hearts and stars and just, create your own ending. Go crazy, go wild. You got this. I did cut out the word love, but I'm not sure. There it is. I'm going to I have to poke out the center of that. We're getting close to the end here. Oh, I just tore it in half. Okay, we're not going to use it. I was too rough. Let's get these guys down. I'm not using a ton of glue. I think we need to have another couple of hearts, so I'm going to do one here and one here. Grab a white one here. I'll get one of these pink ones here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 5, right? I'll do one down here. I think I'll do another pink one down here. All right, we got this one's done. Craft room confetti. Yes. Oh, thank you, you guys. Thank you. Ellen, I don't know that one. All right, I'm actually just gonna put these off to the side quick. I think my big pencil that kind of pokes you guys, I think I got glue on it, so I think that's why it does that. All right, got a big heart there, got a little heart there, big heart there, little heart there, and I think we're gonna do one more. We're gonna do one little heart right here in the middle, one little white heart. I didn't even finish the box. I've been going over a little bit, I'm sorry. Adult drink stamp set. There you go, Michelle. I can put a little bug in an ear and see what happens. You never know. You never know. All right, so we're gonna put that one there. We got another white heart there. I think we're gonna put one right here. Grab another little red one. There we go. We got one more here to go. Let's just add some glue dots. I'll stick them down. That one's upside down. Put that one there. I'll put that one there. You could do bubbles and you could do gems. So there we go. We've got that part. Okay, now I know, Ellen. Okay, I understand. Yep. When Christopher came to Stamp Joy, and that's it. And that's when I picked the sun up. So because it just happened to be that time. All right, we're gonna leave these extra hearts aside. We've got these. We've got to finish decorating this very quickly, and then I will show you. They just fit right inside. I'm going to be very careful with them because they're not quite dry. So we're going to leave them a minute while we finish this up. Thank you, you guys. I have quite a few tools too. I'm a paper junkie, Ellen, though. We are going to go ahead and use, I'm going to go ahead and use this. This is the Heart Quad stencil. It fits perfectly inside here, inside this little heart. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and we're just going to do polka dots and stripes. Now there's an embossed line. I don't know if you can see that. I'm just going to go ahead and very quickly tape this down. I'm going to try to get it not on my tape, but more on my table. Just a little bit there. And we're going to quickly, I hope I did that right. I'm just going to grab a red ink here. Thank you, you guys. And like I said, I was really hoping that's just what I wanted to do when I saw this stamp set. I thought, perfect. This is Love Struck. I'm just going to use the blending brushes and go up and down just to give it a hint of color. And then I'm going to go a little wild and we're going to put a little bit of glitter on it, a little bit glaze on it. Okay. Now I normally 9,000% time use pixie spray when I use glazes, but we're going to be very careful. I'm going to grab my unicorn horn, or that's embossing powder. We're going to grab my Fallen Snow. 1 second, guys. Fallen Snow and unicorn horn are my favorite. We used unicorn horn the other night. I'm going to grab this one, and we're not going to do. Yes. Well, thank you, you guys. Thank you. I love it. I love being part of the team. I love Brutus Monroe. It's so fun. All right, I'm going to pull a little bit of this out because I have ink on here. I'm only going to go just in one direction. I'm going to go super careful. I see I got a little bit on the edge, but I'm trying to just use the tip. Now, I would do this completely different if I was not rushing. As in, I would use pixie tape and take my time, of course. Now, I wanted to show you. I collect everything I see as too cute. That's true. Two hobbies, collecting and using it. Now you can see that. I'm not going to put that back in the jar. That is one of the reasons why I put it off to the side. I'm going to quickly wipe this on some paper. Because the Simon Harley inks, they stay wet a little bit longer. That can do that. But in that case, you can also use the reinkers to change the fallen snow to a different color if you want to match perfectly. Yep, no, we're just going to pretend we don't collect. We use everything we got, right? All right. I'm going to go ahead and very carefully remove the tape, very carefully remove this. Perfect. I'm going to stick that in my splat box here. I did get a tiny bit of glitter off the side. We'll wipe that off. So we've got just that little bit, a sparkle. So yes, you can use the Lift Me Up or the Salt and Peppers set to go with this. That would be perfect with these as well. I just thought I would use the duo set. Stick my little cards in here. I think 4 will fit. Now, if you wanted to just do 1 and put it in a little envelope, you could make it a little bit thicker. You could probably change the little measurements here. Just gonna push that one in. So there we go. You guys, I didn't push that in all the way because I want to pull it out. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. And I hope you had some fun. Don't forget to stop over and check out, I think there was a holiday sale going on. I think that's still going on. And also there was a free swatch dots with a shippable order. Check out the release. Go over to the Brutus Monroe fan club page. Will share that there because the challenge this month is to use something sparkly or shiny. And obviously I have lots of sparkle and shine here. You can use CYOE challenge at the hashtag and that. So you're welcome, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Keep an eye out. If you're on Instagram, follow the Instagram page and you will start seeing some of the design team members being introduced. And we'll have so the 17th and the 18th is swatch shots for any shippable order. We will have a blog post out with everybody's information as well. And yeah, stay warm, you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Bye now.